This is 1982 Buick Regal. It's a 4x6 sealed beam, meaning when the headlight goes out, you have to replace the entire housing. So customer purchased these new LED lights. They are different plugs. The low beam side fits the same way. Of course, it's not going to give you two wires, which is the green wire is for the turn signal outside. The red wire is parking light. We're going to hook it up to the ignition, so when the car is started, this comes on. Then we have low beam and high beam, which is ground on the, looking at the plug like this. Ground is on the left, low beam and high beam. The high beam side, however, doesn't have this plug, which he bought 4 of these. So he got 2 H4 bulb, H4 harnesses, and we're going to tap on high beam and low beam the same way this one's going to be configured. Right, the first step is to remove these 2 screws on the top, and we should be able to remove that bezel so we can get to the headlights. Carefully pull that out. At least one more here on this corner. Actually, it's supposed to be 2, but 1 screw's missing. So we're gonna disconnect this. Just twist and pull out. Okay. Now, in here, this has the mount for the outer bracket. We're going to take the screws out for that. And try not to touch these. Those are the adjustment for the angle. So, only thing you're going to do is remove this outer bezel. There's a 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom. Surprisingly, this screw is not rusted. Even though they are stainless steel, sometimes they put regular screws on it and they get rusted. So like this one is not stainless steel, so somebody at one point they put regular screw on it. When they do, these get stuck together and sometimes they break. Alright, so once you have them out, you can just simply pull forward and just disconnect this. Just unplug it carefully. So this, even though it's got 3 wires, the high beam and low beam are different. So this one, I believe this only have 2 wires. Can you unplug this one? So this one is only 2 wires. So we're gonna put another connector like this, H4 plug, and tap onto high beam, low beam on this side. So what we end up doing it is this ground used to be over here, which is supposed to be at high beam side. So we took the pins off, switched around, so we made this side ground, high beam, and this is a low beam. So we're going to tap another wire for the high beam side, same thing, ground to ground, high beam and low beam, and bring it over to this side so you get 2 lights, low beam at the same time, high beam at the same time. We're going to hook this one to the parking light. That's the turn signal. So we're going to hook this one to the...
This is parking
wait,
light.
and this one is a...
This is parking light. And
okay.
this is turn signal.
Some harness inside. Well, we found this white wire, which is on the wiper motor. As soon as you start the car, this gets a 12 volt ignition. So we're gonna put a fuse here, hook it up to the red wire here, which we're gonna use that as a daytime running light. How we hooked it up is the green wire, we hooked it up to the turn signal wire, which is the negative side. And the red wire, we hooked it up to the ignition wire, which is right here, and this white wire. Once you've done that, when you put turn signal on, it's going to be like this. And we tie the headlight low beam to low beam, high beam to high beam. So they're both working the same way, left and right.
Good. No heat. Take strong one. They're beautiful.